Good morning, everyone. I'm playing hooky from Madeline's workshop because Salvatore Battaglia is here. Y'all have heard of him because I have sold all 3 editions of his book.
Thank you.
And you know I have raved about the 3rd edition, which we only have 1 volume. There'll be more. It is the most complete materia medica I have ever seen. But that's not what we're going to talk about. You can buy his book from Nature's Gift.
Yes.
You know that. It's under books, under aromatherapy products. That's my sales pitch. What impressed me when you shared your first presentation, Sal talked about the spiritual history of the botanicals and the spiritual and emotional uses of the oils. And that has always been what fascinated me the most. So, share. I should have thought of some questions before we did this. For emotional and spiritual use, what is your favorite oil and why?
Oh, that's such a difficult question. You've put
There's
me on
too
the
many.
spot.
I
There's
know.
too many. But there's one that I will always go back to, and it's the Santala Melbourne. I don't know, I am just feel so connected with sandalwood. Yes.
Okay. For meditation, for a spiritual connection, or?
When I need spiritual connection, I feel I need spiritual connection with the earth, with nature, and I need grounding. Being such a high energy person, if you'd asked me what is my favorite essential oil, I would say ylang ylang or jasmine. No, but that is me. But can you imagine using jasmine or ylang ylang all the time?
No. You'd be bouncing off the ceiling.
Exactly. That's why sandalwood does it for me.
See,
Sandalwood.
I love sandalwood, but when I need grounding, when I need to come vetiver,
Oh, that
or
is delightful.
Rucus.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Even
or
better.
in a blend, spikenard.
Yes. You're talking some of my favorite oils.
What do you blend spikenard with?
It's one that I haven't blended much with, actually. I love it dearly. I have it. I tend to be drawn towards vetiver and Rucus more. Yeah. So I've used Angelica more than, yes. So I have used Angelica as well. Yeah.
I use Angelica in an emotional trauma blend. In my experience, Angelica root, not only is it grounding, but it tends to stifle the emotions a little bit, which isn't healthy all the time.
No, it's not.
But in time of crisis,
It's
horrible things are happening, and I have to function. Angelica just
really, has that
dampens it.
And I think it's quite nurturing. But so we're talking our favorite oils.
Yes, we
Another one that I really like, and I think this is leading on to what you started out in the discussion, rock rose or cistus. Don't you think that is an incredibly spiritual oil? It's almost spiritually elevating, spiritually calming and grounding, and very healing. I find it very healing and comforting.
What cistus can do, in my experience, I love it, but it needs use with caution.
Oh, yes.
It can. I was taught years ago. Cistus moves fluid, so we use it for lymphedema physically.
Yes.
But it can warm what is frozen. If you have buried experience,
it will come to the surface. It will come to the surface.
So you don't use it lightly. We have fans watching.
hello.
Judy is agreeing. Hey, Kim.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and that's what I alluded to, and I think that's been one of the biggest changes to the third edition, because for me, aromatherapy has been a journey as well. And I was asked a question before, saying, "So, what inspires you? What journey are you on now, Sal?" And it's really, I'm seeing this a journey where there's a convergence happening in knowledge, and we're talking about this scientific knowledge, there's this swell of research, which I think is going to help us to understand how plants communicate with us, and essential oils are one of the tools that plants use to communicate with us. But this form of communication has a real chemical or pharmacological effect. And so spirituality and pharmacology are going to start to merge very soon.
I have always, when I started out, I learned this oil does that, and this is what's going on. These oils will help, but that can be emotionally as well as physically.
Yes.
I still struggle with the science, but the science, to a degree, tells us why this oil helps that.
Yeah.
But what in the science tells us that cistus can help recall a buried memory? Is there science for that?
Right now, no.
Do you think there ever will be? Or are there mysteries in the mind and spirit?
I think there will always be mysteries around human nature and consciousness. I think perhaps one day we will get to better understand why we feel the way we do. Well, we kind of understand the way we feel already by all the neurotransmitters that are playing havoc in our body. But there is a spiritual connection. Why do I always ask everybody I speak to, why has humankind, since the dawn of humankind,
since we came out of the cave,
used aromatics, used incenses
for
and woods,
healing and for
a
worship.
for worship. Yes. So is there just a symbolic meaning behind that? I think there may be some of this. The answer might be symbolic, but it is also
chemical.
When I say symbolic, I'm referring more to, there is, like I spoke about, why aren't floral oils often used for spiritual worship?
Because they are short-lived, they die. So no matter how much I love my rose, my lilac cedar too,
they will die. So they remind us of what it is to be human, whereas sandalwood and frankincense has always represented
are
longevity.
Always there.
There, exactly.
Was it you or was it Marco who pointed out that we think we are the center of the universe? And we're not.
I hope not. No, I didn't say that.
It was Marco.
Did
but
you?
what
Yes, okay.
you said tied in with that. The plants support us, they speak to us,
they
and we
speak to
could not
us.
survive without them.
And what I always want to emphasize is, don't just think about the essential oil as a liquid in the bottle. Just think of it as the plant as well. Yeah,
The
we tend
tree
to forget
that gave it
we
to
forget
us.
that so often. Yeah, and it's so nice to see aromatherapy becoming so popular. But we have to maintain a connection with what?
With the plants,
The
with
plants.
the earth.
Yeah, yes.
Well, and we have to respect. We can't be tearing forests out by the roots
I know.
to provide the newest trend.
I know.
We have to treat the oils with respect.
But one more thing, we have to treat other cultures with respect that use these plants. They have been part of their part of their materia medica for
their
millennia as
culture.
well. And we so often appropriate other people's cultures, appropriate other people's medicines without true acknowledgement of
Without
without
acknowledgement.
acknowledgement, and without really understanding the true use, how it was used within their culture. Yes.
And we can't always make the direct connection from a traditional, let us say, herbal use to the oils, but we have to understand both. This is one of the things I love about your new book. You give the history to such a great.
I felt, yes, the more we understand the history about that aromatic plant, the better we can understand how to use the essential oil.
Today.
And in the third edition, I definitely included a lot more about the history of the plant as well.
Yeah, I hope I've tempted you all. Yes, it's a splurge. Madeline's books are splurges. You need them. Hey, Kim, hi, baby. Thank you, Salvatore. It's an honor to meet you and to have you share with us all. Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.